Sing me a song of a lass that is gone.
Hello and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Kaylee and today's video is a video in a video series about the amazing book Go Tell the Bees That I Am Gone, written by Diana Gabaldon. If you are not ready for spoilers for this book, then this is most certainly not the video series or the playlist series for you, and you should click to another video on the channel. But if you are here all for spoilers and you want to know what is happening, or you have already read and you just want to recap it with me, then welcome. Let's talk all about this chapter. Now, this chapter is chapter 26, and it is predominantly told by Bree as her and Amy Higgins are out picking grapes with the grandkids. Now, this chapter blew my mind. I did not see this coming. I just had no idea, it didn't even cross my thought pattern, and it probably should have from earlier on in the book with Jamie and young Ian and the bear. The bear, well, a bear, has reappeared in this book. Now, Bree and Amy are picking grapes, as I said, with the grandkids, and they're all there together. Then, whoosh, Amy is just gone. She is taken by the bear and is being attacked. Obviously, during this, Bree is frantically trying to, well, she throws the bucket of grapes at the bear, which gets the bear sort of a little bit away from Amy. Then Bree, of course, just goes straight to rescuing all the kids and making sure they are all out of the way in, safely at a distance from the bear. The only part during this whole section of book was, to me, I don't think the bear would have just left Amy there where it did, but it was enough where Bree was able to get Amy and she was rushed to Claire. This whole part of the book, I was like, I don't know if that's how this would have played out in real life, but I'm no expert on bears, so I could be completely wrong. But of course, poor Amy and Bree and the children all rush to Claire to see if anything can actually be done. Now, mind you, during this whole crazy ordeal with the bear, Amy's son Aiden is there and he's witnessing everything that's happening. I mean, this poor child must have just been, you just couldn't even imagine it. I know it's a fantasy story. I know that, but wow way to put it in there that, okay, you're about to watch your mum be eaten by a bear. Like, that's insane. But poor Aiden, he tried really hard to get to Amy, but of course he was stopped by Bree, and, obviously you can't just run at somebody being attacked by a bear. But anyway, Bree and Jem and the kids all get Amy back to Claire, where Claire pretty much sees what's happened and assesses that there's really not much she's going to be able to do for poor Amy. Of course, they run off to get Bobby Higgins to come in and her other children to come in so they can have their last goodbyes and their last sort of witness of Amy. I mean, it was really heartbreaking. I'm not doing this chapter justice at all because I'm still in a bit of shock that it's actually played out that a bear has eaten somebody, or not eaten, but a bear has attacked and killed someone on this ridge. Again, I should have known it was coming because there was a bear previously that attacked. I mean, I just didn't picture this happening. I have been saying I want action, and wow, did it, it really did happen. It really, really did. This chapter does go into a lot of detail into regards of what happened to Amy and her injuries. Now, it was described that her face had half been ripped off, her shoulder and her arm had been sort of dislocated and, partly removed, and that her eye had actually dislodged from its socket. Like I said, this chapter was not for the faint-hearted, especially in the way it was being described by Claire. Obviously it was done very well. Diana Gabaldon is such a brilliant writer, and it was... I'm just definitely not going to do this chapter justice. But the way it was set out, it was exactly how you would imagine a bear attack would occur and would happen, but also people's reactions around sort of witnessing everything that was happening. So Roger also arrives, and he actually becomes very commanding, not commanding in a bad way, but very on point. Okay, the kids are over there, she's about to sort of die. they are allowed to come over. Don't worry about, you know, what she kind of looks like. They need to say goodbye before she passes away. Bobby Higgins is obviously there and he's grief-stricken, which of course you would be. But the way that Diana is able to make all of these characters have their expressions, I really do believe that that is how people would react to this very crazy situation. It's the way she is able to do this. It's so magnificently done that even though you're reading something really grim and nasty, like Amy Higgins is being killed by a bear and she's sort of being disembodied and parts ripped off and flesh and all that, you don't actually go, oh, that's really gross. You concentrate on the things that are important, like people's reactions and, okay, she's gonna die. And I cannot rave enough about how amazingly well written this chapter was. I'm very, very impressed. I mean, I'm always impressed by these books, but I was just absolutely, because I didn't see it coming also, I think I was really just like, wow, that's so well written and well done that I feel like I'm there and I feel like I'm watching the reactions really play out. It was such a great chapter, guys. I'm like, this is one of my favorite ones. I would love to know what you've been thinking of the chapters up to this point, especially in the narrative of, like, are you bored or are you loving it? I know this was really one of the first chapters that we've had a lot of sort of action. Well, not so much action, but we've had we've had a decent death sort of scene, and we've had the reactions of the death scene with people. You know, is this exactly what you thought this book would be like, or are you just sort of like, no, this is not what I expected? I have noticed in this book there is a lot less sex scenes than there has been in previous books. I don't know if they're, it's because they're sort of getting older and it's more concentrating on what's happening on the Ridge, or if it's because, like, it's coming. Like, I really feel like so far we've had absolutely no amazing Jamie and Claire moments, but it's just, I don't know, I'm not even missing them. I'm sort of just like, well, it's taken me 20 something chapters to even realize that we haven't had that yet. So it's like I've been most certainly entertained enough to not care about it. But is it something that you've picked up and you've noticed? I'd love to know. Now, I will be back very shortly for the very next chapter review, so if you're watching this in playlist form, just stick around. I'm sure the next one will pop straight up any moment now for you. I hope everyone is having a great day, and thank you so much to those people who have hit that subscribe button and are following along and commenting on the videos here. It really does make the Outlander community that we have here, or the entire YouTube community that we have going on here, so much fun. So thank you. Have a great day, everyone, and I'll see you very shortly. Bye.
Sing me a song of a lass that is gone.